Now at 6 o'clock, federal agents dubbed it the Portland Sunday Market, but vendors at this Gresham Marketplace were not selling your typical handmade goods. We're going to let you know what they were selling that led to the bust.
And from happy home to burned rubble.
And she grabbed her hand. My mom was engulfed in flames.
And Astoria family is grateful that they're alive after a massive fire. How they escaped coming up at 6:15.
Also, can we point out again that today is National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day? So with that in mind, we're asking you, how do you make the perfect PB&J? We're going to share our answers as well as our 6 o'clock hour of sunrise starts right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Wednesday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. You know, I've got something for you.
Okay.
And I've got something for Chris McGinnis, who's in the Weather Center this morning. It's something that Rod Hill would have loved if he was here this morning. But I'm not going to give it to you yet, Chris. I'm going to give it to you later this hour. A little surprise coming up on this PB&J Day.
Does it have something to do with said PB&J?
Maybe, Chris.
All right, I will have to stick around for that. Bring me a glass of milk and we'll be good. Rod Hill would probably also love that. All right, let's get you out the door. Rose City Sky Camera right now showing some broken cloud cover over downtown Portland. We have had some showers overnight, but for now it's dry. It's 46. Speaking of said showers, there has been a diminishing trend in the coverage of those showers overnight. As we zoom in right now, there's actually not much falling from beneath that cloud deck from Cowlitz County through Clark. Multnomah, Washington County, we're generally dry right now up and down the I-5 corridor, but expect the showers to be back in the picture today. Not many, but a few, and it will keep us on the cool side. I've got Portland only getting up to about 55 today. Warmer and drier weather in my 7-day forecast. That's coming up in about 6 or 7 minutes. Let's get you out the door with a live look at the roads. Our first trouble spot of the morning here. I want to zoom in real quick on the traffic map. It looks like we've got a fender bender or a possible injury crash on Northeast 18th and Andreessen in Vancouver. We'll keep it on that side of the river. No, we won't. Excuse me. We'll switch gears and take you out to Highway 26 near 217. The inbound commute there with the headlights coming towards your screen, that's in pretty good shape. And a quick check of the Banfield I-84 wide open right now. Guys, I don't see any freeway trouble out there just yet.
Thank you, Chris. Take a look at your screen right now. Multnomah County Medical Examiner's Office needs your help identifying this woman. She was found dead in a tent on March 13th near Northeast Halsey and Interstate 84 in Portland. The examiner's office say that she is 30 to 40 years old, 5'3", and weighs about 168 pounds. She has brown hair, green eyes, and has multiple tattoos. Pictures of those are on your screen right there. If you know anything about this woman, please call the examiner's office. The number is 503-988-0055.
Federal agents busted what they call the Portland Sunday Market. It was set up like a farmer's market in Gresham, but instead of selling fruits and vegetables, it was a marketplace for drugs.
The suspect, 46-year-old Kevin Olson, is a convicted felon and was arrested on federal drug and gun charges. The items sold at the market included everything from marijuana and psilocybin mushrooms to cocaine, LSD, and ketamine. Investigators also found what they say was lots of guns and ammo in Olson's home in Boring. According to court documents, both locations also had active illegal marijuana grow operations.
A man who allegedly shined a laser into the eyes of workers at a local Tesla dealership is facing criminal charges now. According to court documents, this happened on Saturday at the dealership right there off South Macadam Avenue along Portland's South Waterfront during what was a so-called Tesla takedown protest. The district attorney's office says employees reported having vision problems afterwards. Yesterday, Davis Nafshan pleaded not guilty to charges that include unlawful use of a weapon.
If I had a wand, I would make sure every school district had the resources they needed for the summer and for the summers to go.
Well, Oregon lawmakers may not have a magic wand, but they do have a bill that would provide tens of millions of dollars to school districts for summer learning. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us this morning. So Thomas, walk us through this bill.
Well, China, the bill would provide $35 million to school districts each of the next 2 years to improve student literacy. Currently, Oregon students rank among the worst nationwide in reading scores, and experts say one of the best ways to catch up is small group tutoring, like summer school. Though some school districts are preparing for the prospect of not receiving state funding at all this summer. Portland Public is offering summer learning at a slimmed down version, just 18 schools. That's significantly down from previous years. Ideally, these funds would already be in school district hands by January. That's typically when schools plan summer learning. Now, representatives say the bill is desperately needed, even if funding is behind schedule.
we are 50th in the nation when it comes to third grade reading scores. And I think we as a legislature need to be very proactive in ensuring that we're targeting those students that need to learn how to read.
School districts with high poverty rates will be prioritized through the bill. And State Representative Ricky Ruiz says this is just one avenue to improving scores and cannot be the only pathway to help kids become better readers. Currently, the legislation is being reviewed in different subcommittees in the Oregon House, though Ruiz is hopeful they can get it on Governor Tina Kotek's desk and signed by mid-April. China?
Thomas, thank you. In the meantime, attorneys general from 23 states, including Oregon, are suing the Department of Health and Human Services for cutting $11 billion in funding. It's COVID-era grant money that's already been appropriated by Congress. The attorneys general say that the sudden cuts will threaten states' ability to track COVID trends and other emerging diseases, as well as provide critical immunization access. They're asking the courts to block the cuts and force the Trump administration to pay the money. In a statement, Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield says, quote, "This reckless termination of billions of dollars in grants is not just an attack on the states, it's an assault on the well-being of every American."
Dozens of people showed up yesterday to support this North Portland Community Center that's faced with budget cuts. In an effort to address a nearly $100 million budget deficit, city leaders have proposed cuts to a handful of community centers, including this one in the St. John's neighborhood. If they're approved, it's not clear how drastic these cuts would be, but parents say they're already worried about services being cut at the center, like after-school programs.
My husband and I both work, and we use it for aftercare. We're planning on having our kindergartner go there next year, and honestly, it would be really a huge loss for our family if it closed.
Mayor Keith Wilson is expected to present a proposed budget for the city next month, with Portland City Council voting on it in June. Meanwhile, the budget deficit for Washington has gone from bad to worse. Governor Bob Ferguson says the state's latest estimated deficit is up to $16 billion over the next 4 years.
So that estimate is $3 billion more than budget forecasters projected 2 weeks ago. And while there are two current budget proposals, Ferguson says both rely far too much on taxes, including a wealth tax. The governor says he needs to see 5 things in order to earn his signature, including protection of the rainy day fund and a budget based on realistic revenue projections. It also cannot rely on funding sources that have a risk of being overturned by the courts. And that's on top of all the uncertainties surrounding federal funding.
We need to accept the reality that we are in the midst of unprecedented times with a federal government that is intent on making significant cuts, no matter the resulting harm to Americans. This is a 5-alarm fire, and I intend to treat it that way.
Lawmakers have until April 27 to sort things out and to send a budget bill to the governor.
All right, take a look at this. An elephant seal found sunbathing on the beach in Seaside. A lot of people say the beach in Seaside isn't sunbathe worthy at this point in the year, but this seal thinks differently. It's actually going through its annual molt right now. That's where seals shed their fur and the top layer of their skin. Seaside Aquarium says seals will often stay in the very same spot for weeks while molting. So the aquarium is telling people to give this seal some space and stay at least 50 feet away. Chris McGinnis filling in for Rod Hill in the Weather Center this morning. How difficult would it be, Chris, to keep young Patrick of yours away from that seal if he saw it on the beach?
They would be so curious. I mean, how cute is that face? I thought China was going to read that story and give the, oh, there we go. Thank you, China. All right, let's get you out the door right now. We are about 40 minutes away from sunrise this morning, and we have some broken cloud cover over downtown. The overnight showers have diminished for now. 46 last check at PDX. I say for now because you can see over the last 3 hours the trend has been down, and right now we're generally dry up and down the I-5 corridor from Longview through Vancouver, Portland, Wilsonville, down towards Salem. That said, there will be some showers back in the picture today. Satellite radar across the region, it's hard to see, but it's innocent enough looking, this little band of cloud cover that's dropping out of British Columbia. That's kind of a reinforcing shot of cold air aloft. So as the sun heats the ground, it warms the ground into the colder air aloft, because remember, warm air rises right into that cold air. The clouds pop up, the cumulus clouds, and eventually we get showers, and they may become a little bit more widespread later today, and Futurecast will back me up on that. How much rain? Not a lot, but on the order of a few hundreds to maybe about a tenth of an inch of rain. The difference here between Corvallis at 0.07 and Salem at 0.17 is maybe one community seeing 2 or 3 showers and another community only seeing 1. And some folks might not see any. but enough of a chance to mention here, and Futurecast again bears that out. As we go towards the lunch hour and into the afternoon, showers probably become a little bit more widespread and maybe briefly heavy as well. So just be aware of that. The morning commute drier than the evening commute likely. We have some light snow up at Timberline right now. They've had 6 or 7 inches since yesterday at this time. 23 up there right now. Snow levels today around 2,500 feet to start. The plan here in Portland, chilly with a shower chance today and highs only getting into the mid-50s. It gets better though. We shut off the rain and bring in warmer temperatures tomorrow. Up and down the I-5 corridor, generally in the low 50s for today. A chilly, foggy start to our Thursday, but eventually we get into the upper 50s with some sunshine. And then check that out. I mean, if you have the ability to flex your plans this week for outdoor activities, Friday afternoon and Saturday look awesome. 70 on Friday, 75 on Saturday. And then the next round of rain, it looks like it comes in sometime during the day on Sunday. Odds favor Sunday afternoon for that rain. Guys, back to you.